We are to judicial matters now, where President Bola Tinubu has congratulated the newly elected president of the Nigerian Bar Association, Afam Osigwe. President Tinubu conveyed his congratulations in a statement signed on Monday by Special Advisor on Media and Publicity, Ajuri Ngelale. The statement is titled, President Tinubu congratulates NBA President-elect Afam Josiah Osigwe. A former General Secretary of the NBA, Osigwe emerged as the President-elect in the 2024 NBA election, which was held online between 12 a.m. Saturday and ended at 11:59 p.m. local time. The final vote count announced on Sunday afternoon showed Osigwe leading his two major contenders with over 20,000 votes. President Tinubu commends the outgoing NBA president, Mr. Yakubu Maikyau, on his stewardship of Nigeria's foremost legal association. He assured the new leadership of the NBA of his administration's support in addressing challenges affecting the association and the legal profession in general. Well, joining me to discuss this is Justice Ojieno. He's actually a legal practitioner and he joins me live in the studio. Justice, thank you for your time.
It's my pleasure.
All right, now let's get straight to it. A new NBA president. Are you excited as a lawyer?
Yes, I am very, very much excited, and it is against the backdrop of the fact that, of course, I saw that the president commended the president-elect now of the NBA, and I don't know how to react to that, because ordinarily the present NBA worked too much in tandem with the present government. That, for me, is primarily not the role of the NBA. We have a situation where the legislature, as it stands, is not counterbalancing the checks and balance role that we expect the legislature to perform. Labour, too, has been doing its best and practically almost being the only challenge that we seem to have against any arbitrariness of the executive. The NBA, too, has been known historically to be an organization that's supposed to be able to challenge the executive, but with the present crop of NBA leadership, we didn't have that. So I'm not too happy that the president is commending the president-elect of the NBA because he may want to bring him into his graces, but well, it is what sportsmen do. You congratulate persons who may also challenge you in future.
I mean, you said you're not so excited that the president, not at the election, but that the president is congratulating the new NBA president. That's the president of Nigeria. But again, let's look at the person of the newly elected president, Barrister Osigwe. I mean, he was a former general secretary of the same association. And you said the previous administration, or the outgoing administration, was more or less an appendage of the executive. Do you see a situation where this new leadership would truly stand alone and be, perform the role of checks and balance?
Okay, for me, I don't have the power of clairvoyance, so I may not be able to exactly see in details into the future. But it is my prayer and hope that what the legislature presently has dropped the ball on, the NBA is able to pick. And of course, his emergence too is not without controversy, because as at this afternoon, there has been an unprecedented and serious challenge to the process of his emergence as the president-elect of the NBA, because one of the contenders, Mr. Chukwuka, has actually written to the Electoral Committee of the NBA to preserve all data in order for them to be able to confirm whether indeed and in truth the process that brought Mr. Afam Osigwe is very legit. But having said that, because of the presumption of the fact that, okay, the election was great, I congratulate him, and I just wish him very, very well. And I also pray that he doesn't drop the ball, or he's not weak in his challenge of executive arbitrariness like the present or outgoing NBA.
All right, now let's also look at the prevalent challenges within the judiciary, particularly challenges that affect lawyers like yourself that you feel the current leadership should address.
Okay, number one thing is, whenever the executive comes to town with any policy, the NBA, if the NBA goes to town and just endorses it, it makes life difficult for the average lawyer to challenge. There is a serious infighting between the NBA and various of its committees. One very notorious one is the fight it has with Speedel. And we have a situation where the courts actually gave an injunction and ordered that Speedel does not go ahead with a particular event, and the NBA went ahead to override what the court said. In a country that's supposed to be of laws, in a body that is supposed to be populated by persons who are trained to uphold the law. So these are some of the things that actually makes the average lawyer not necessarily happy with the present crop of NBA executive.
Let's also talk about the fact that right now, generally, from some quarters, in terms of trust in the judiciary, we are beginning to see the judiciary meddle in areas that a lot of people are beginning to raise eyebrow as to if at all the judicial arm should get involved in certain issues. And many are beginning to even doubt the credibility of that arm of government itself. We see where some cases where people get injunctions upon injunctions, and it makes the judiciary look like a pawn, particularly in the game of politics. I'd like you to speak on this vis-a-vis this new leadership.
Okay, for me, I feel that Mr. Afam Osigwe, being a former barman, having had a first bite at the apple, this is going to definitely hit the grounds running. And it's my prayer that he goes after some of the lawyers, unscrupulous lawyers that put the judiciary in a very terrible light. I would also like to speak on the American Bar Association and their participation when it comes to persons who get appointed to the judiciary. Their voice is very crucial and important. So before they appoint a particular judge, they seek the opinion of the American Bar Association, and those ones actually give a rating. If they give a high rating to a particular person, it means that it's easier, and the person it's an imprimatur on the qualification of that person. I feel that too should be pushed for in the Nigerian system, so that the persons that staff the judiciary become persons who are indeed qualified, honest, and truthful persons who are worthy to actually have the power of a god in human affairs, because that's the way I see the power of judges generally.
All right, thank you so much for your time on the news. Justice Ojena, legal practitioner. Thank you for joining me on the news.
It's my pleasure.
All right.